Hi Virgos, it's Trishna. Welcome to your September to October love tarot reading. So what I'm feeling in the Virgo collective consciousness with regards to love is I feel a lot of stress energy. This is a general reading, so I feel like the stress is for a variety of different reasons, just depending on the Virgo. I'm getting a variety of different reasons. One of the reasons that I'm getting is maybe you have recently been broken up with, or maybe some of you have been dating, but you've never really been able to get a relationship off the ground and like really start the beginning of a relationship, like going from dating phase to relationship phase. So there's a variety of different reasons. For those of you who have recently been broken up with, I feel like there's a little bit of annoyance around that because it's like you kind of knew things weren't going to work out either, but they're the ones that broke up with you, and it's kind of in your mind a little bit annoying because you knew that was coming, you saw that coming, and you didn't really get to have a say in the process. So that's what I'm feeling in the Virgo collective consciousness. What I'm seeing in the tarot cards is a lot of advice around how to really improve your love life and bring different outcomes for your love life. So let's get into the tarot cards. So the first card that we have is the Fool card. And I feel like what this is representing is that you can be somewhat of a fool in relationships, Virgo. I say somewhat because you, Virgo, can never truly be a fool in your relationships. You tend to have this really open mind, this really playful kind of attitude, this aspect of you that just hopes for the best and acts like the best is going to happen. I feel like there's always a part of you, though, that is very analytical and that kind of understands the truth and doesn't truly give up all kind of red flag radars. But yeah, so there's a balance there, but this card is basically saying that Virgo, you can sometimes be a fool in love. And so, you're very balanced in your thought, Virgo, is what I'm trying to say. It's like you can be a fool in love, but you also always understand what's really going on some level. So anyways, with the Fool card, this is saying that you can be a fool in love. You really tend to prepare for the best, bring your all, show up 100%, even if you're not sure that the relationship is really the right one. You show up 100% anyways, and you act as though, you know what, it doesn't matter if this person isn't really the right person. I'm just going to be there, and I'm going to be the best partner, and I'm going to find a way to make this work. And what this tends to do, Virgo, is a lot of times it can almost get you into trouble. So a relationship could be headed down the wrong path, and you just go forward like the fool, just completely open, completely honest, completely innocent about all of it, just hoping for the best anyways, acting like it's all going to work out, preparing for the best, putting your all, like I was saying before. And it gets to a point where you could head into trouble, things could fall apart, or you could get severely damaged in some way, but that never happens. It's almost like the relationship ends before that can happen. The person disappears before that can happen. So this fool mentality could get you into trouble, and it gets you close but never quite there. So then with the World card, that's the second card that we pulled. The World card is a really good card, but I'm going to share the intuitive portion first. So what I'm feeling with the World card is your innocence. It's actually really powerful stuff. It has created this protective barrier around you that does really keep you away from really, really harmful people and really, really harmful energies. Just like with the Fool card, like I was saying before, whenever you get to a problem situation, somehow it's like the universe steps in and the person disappears or something like that. So you never really get into a truly bad relationship. And that is this innocence that is creating this barrier around you that is protecting you from anything that could truly be harmful in your life. But the problem with this is it also protects you from the really, really good partners that you could be bringing into your life. The reason why is because you are not being selective enough, Virgo. You go in like the fool. You know that the person might not be the right person for you, but you go in like the fool, completely devoted to them from the start. They're not the right person, but you're devoted to them, and you're devoted to the relationship. And you're not being selective. You're just saying, okay, someone showed up, they love me, I'm just going to do my best to love them too. And then you go forth. And that's not being selective, Virgo, and that's why you're not able to call in the right people either, because you're not telling the universe, hey, I only want to have the best. You're telling the universe, I'm open to anything, so send me whatever you want. And that innocence is keeping out the best, because you're not telling the universe that you want the best, that you want the right match for you. You're telling the universe, I want any match. And so you need to be more selective, Virgo. That is the guidance that you really, really need to take away from this, is be more selective. Be okay with turning away interested people if you know that they're not the right people. And learn to trust yourself, Virgo, because a lot of times you act like this fool and be completely devoted because you let your emotions kind of get the best of you, and you also don't always trust yourself when you know that something isn't right. And you also don't want to hurt other people's feelings, and so you kind of just jump in with both feet. And it's really important that you be selective, that you trust yourself, and that you understand that it is okay to turn away at people who aren't the right fit, because in the end, like, you're just the one that ends up getting hurt because you put your all in, you give your heart away, and then they weren't the right person to begin with. And it hurts you more than it hurts the other person, but it wastes both of your time. So yeah, Virgo, that's kind of your lesson right now, is like, be really strong in yourself. You really need to have that inner strength. Don't give your heart away to people who aren't the right match. Just don't. And the final card we have is a Two of Swords. This is basically saying that, again, you are the one that's essentially keeping the right love matches away from you. And what I want you to take away from this card is, you currently have your blinders on. That's why you're able to accept any match and you're not being selective. It is okay to be on guard. See, she is on guard. It is okay to be on guard. It's okay to be selective. But it's not okay to be blind to what you're bringing in. So be selective, be on guard, and maintain your innocence, but really tune into yourself, because in your relationships, you give too much of yourself away. You focus too much on the other person. You focus too much on the giving, that act of service, which Virgos can get very, very caught up in. And you don't honor yourself. And you really need to come back to yourself first. Draw in the right people this time by connecting with yourself and being okay with being yourself and really loving your own energy. And when you draw in the right people, be selective and know which one is the right person. Be selective and let the other ones go. And then you can give to the right match. Because right now you are giving your energy away to the wrong people and you're emptying up your cup, and there's nobody left to give back to you because they aren't the right people. They disappear and the universe steps in when things are going to get really bad. And you need somebody who's going to fill up your cup in return and give you that healthy relationship, because you are a giver, Virgo. And you probably will not be paired up with someone who gives as much, but you need somebody who is at least trying to do that. That's what's really important for you, Virgo, to have a very successful relationship. And until you have that, the universe is going to cut out everybody else, because the universe really cares about you and it wants you to have the right match. And when your cup gets way too empty, the universe steps in. So the only way that you will ever have a partner that stays is if you find somebody who truly is the right match, who is trying to give to you, trying to match your level, at least to the best of their ability. And that all starts with tuning into yourself first and bringing in the right match. So Virgo, I hope this was helpful. If you want to have a much more in-depth reading with me, you can have a one-on-one session. You can find more information on that in the description box below. Don't forget to leave me a like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.